Hello, welcome to LifeTalk. I'm Mark Crutcher.
And I'm Renee Hobbs. Thanks for joining us. And today is
June the 5th.
You got it.
2017. Thank you. I forgot to give the date.
That's okay.
Well, this is Monday, and let's see, the last couple of days it has rained cats and dogs here.
I know, it is not giving up, but today should be the last day.
Should be the last day, and then we won't have rain for about 3 months.
Yes.
We won't see a drop of rain for 3 months, and everything will be parched and dry and brown and so forth.
Yeah, burning up.
We're starting to get a lot of people. We've got several questions that we got sent in today, and we selected one. And I can't remember, you're the one who...
Yeah, so I asked a question on Facebook, or you did actually, to see who all would comment. Respond. And so we got a lot of good ones. We thank you for that.
Right.
And we're going to go ahead and start out. Dawn Irons had sent, and it's basically a statement, but the judicial bypass of parental consent laws, which allows a judge to make medical decisions for abortion at the child's request, often with no acknowledge of medical or psychological history.
Right. Okay, so she's bringing up the issue of judicial bypass, and we've talked about this before on previous editions of Life Talk. Let me tell you something. The judicial bypass system in America is a scandal. It is a complete and utter disgrace what's going on here. For those of you who may not be aware of what judicial bypass is, when restrictions are placed on abortion, the legislatures inevitably write into them a provision that allows a minor to have an abortion without her parents' knowledge, if this is a parental consent bill or a parental involvement bill, without her parents' knowledge, with a bypass from a judge in a court, in judicial bypass court. And in practice, and the reason this is put in there is because the Supreme Court has basically said you cannot prevent a minor child from having an abortion. I mean, even that is a disgrace.
Yes, it is.
That we would get to that point.
Yeah.
Where, again, as I've said on many previous shows, the federal judiciary is criminal in this country, and it is destroying the country. But anyway,
especially with the parents with no knowledge to them whatsoever. So you're saying, like, if a boyfriend's mom or dad or a grandparent or the boyfriend's grandparent or somebody had taken this girl to get a judicial bypass, the parents would have no clue.
No clue about
at all.
If it was my child, they'd have a clue when I found out.
Oh my gosh,
Believe
I can't
me.
imagine.
Right. I can't imagine. What would Tim do?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. We wouldn't.
What would your husband do if he found out your daughter was
Yeah.
taken by the mother of the boyfriend, the boy that got her pregnant, let's say?
Yeah.
It'd be bad.
I mean, we had a small situation, not anything compared to this, and my husband lost it. So, I mean, this is like way up there.
Right. This would be, anyway.
Yeah.
But here's the deal with judicial bypass. The abortion lobby has made sure that judicial bypass causes no problems. What they do is the abortion clinic will have an attorney, a pro-abortion attorney, who agrees to work for the abortion clinic, usually on a pro bono basis for no cost. And a girl comes to them and wants an abortion, but she doesn't want to tell her parents for a variety of reasons. Then they will put her in touch with that attorney, contact that attorney, and he will then help her through the judicial bypass.
Right.
They've also pre-chosen a court to take her to. And we've seen situations in this country where an abortion clinic was in one location, and they would take that girl to a court 200 miles away. They would get it put into that court because they've already got a judge there who's pro-abortion and will rubber stamp the deal.
And the problem with that and the attorney is oftentimes the attorney is part of Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, that's right. They're always going to be pro-abortion attorneys.
Right.
Always. They're carefully selected. The judge is carefully selected.
Right.
Now, there's several problems with that. First off, it's rubber stamped. But I would raise the question from just a legal standpoint. If the attorney was secured by the abortion clinic, who is that attorney representing? Because theoretically, the girl and the attorney, and the abortion clinic have different interests. The abortion clinic's interest is in selling the abortion.
That's right.
The girl's interests are in doing what she thinks is best for her,
right?
Whether that's abortion or not.
Yeah.
And you'd have to be I mean, about as simple-minded and naive as it's possibly imaginable to think that that abortion clinic is going to get an attorney
Right.
who's not going to 100% of the time
So,
push this girl toward the abortion.
yeah.
And the judge that's
Exactly.
involved.
Yep.
But just from a legal standpoint, I think there's a problem here, a legal problem, with who that attorney is representing. Is that attorney representing the abortion clinic's interest or the girl's interest?
Definitely the abortion clinic.
And definitely the abortion clinic. You can't even possibly imagine that the attorney representing the abortion that's secured by the abortion clinic and then ostensibly representing this girl is going to interview her and say, you know what, I'm not really sure this girl needs to be having an abortion. I'm not going to push her. And I'm going to go to the judge and say, don't approve this judicial bypass.
Right. It's not going to happen.
You'd have to believe in the tooth fairy to be simple-minded and stupid enough to believe that's ever going to happen. So, but the fact is, that attorney, if he's representing whoever he was secured by, and that's the abortion clinic,
Right.
not that girl. So basically, she doesn't have representation.
Well, and the twist to all of this is that if this girl is being sexually abused by her father,
Right,
and
or a stepfather.
or the stepfather, or a boyfriend,
Or an uncle.
whoever it may be, grandfather, she gets the judicial bypass, she goes to the abortion clinic, they do not report this whatsoever, and they send her back into the hands of the abuser.
Right. And see, this is what you're touching on there is very important, because anytime you bring up the issue of how outrageous it is that a girl, a 12-year-old girl, would be allowed to have an abortion without telling her parents, these godless degenerates on the pro-abortion side, these pro-choice degenerates, will 100% of the time say, oh yeah, but very often she's the victim of incest. All right, let's say that's true. It's not, but let's just say it is. I mean, sometimes she is, but it's not very often or normal. Normally, she's the victim of a boy, and very often the victim of the boy's mother. We have seen that
A million times.
repeatedly.
Yes.
One of the biggest driving factors in abortion is the mother of the boy that gets the girl pregnant.
Yes, she's trying to bail her son out.
She's trying to bail her little perfect son out. But anyway, in this case, let's say you do have a girl that's a victim of incest. There's nothing that protects the incester, the person doing the crime, more than her ability to have a secret abortion.
That's right.
And what we know for a fact is, and we did an undercover research project on this, the abortion clinics certainly don't adhere to the mandatory reporting laws. The National Abortion Federation and Planned Parenthood are operating a nationwide pedophile protection racket.
Yes.
If you don't believe it, go to childpredator.com and look at the report that we did in the undercover project that we did.
Yes.
But the problem is the judicial bypass attorneys that they get and the judges that they get are involved in that system. They are involved in the pedophile protection racket because those attorneys and those judges are also mandatory reporters if they have a young lady in front of them who's 12 years old and pregnant.
Right.
They have an obligation to report that.
Well, and I'm assuming they think they're exempt from that
They're
since
not.
they're attorneys and they're judges.
They're not exempt.
And CPS or whoever
Right.
is in that state should be notified immediately.
But here's the other thing.
Hey, Norma. Sorry. I love Norma.
Here's another thing about the judicial bypass. If you think about it for a minute, Renee, what a judicial bypass is a temporary revocation of the parent's rights.
Yeah.
What the state is saying is we'll put the abortion clinic, the abortion clinic's attorney, and the abortion clinic's handpicked judge into this situation, and they will take away the parent's rights in this case.
Right. For however
long it takes.
however long it takes, the 2 or 3 days or half a day or
whatever it is.
And it's like, yep.
The parents' rights have been terminated
Yep.
for this event.
That's right.
Now, here's what that raises. How do you go in to a courtroom and terminate somebody's parental rights without them knowing about it, without them being represented by counsel?
Right. No, you
Now,
shouldn't be able to do that.
Look at the adoption laws. I don't know about all 50 states, but I can tell you in Texas, because I have a girl that I adopted, an adopted daughter. Her birth parents, even though neither one of them were contesting this, and one of them wasn't even available, the father was not even known or anywhere around, by law, he was required to be represented by counsel because his parental rights were being taken away from him. Well, that's what's happening here. Why aren't the parents why isn't somebody there appointed as an attorney to represent the interest of the parents and make the determination? If they're saying that this girl is going to be harmed because she's being incested or she'll be beat up, she'll be abused in some, why isn't somebody there representing the parents to make sure that that's really the case?
Right.
Because their parental rights are being terminated for this purpose.
Because they don't want to.
They
They
don't.
want to sell abortion. They're in it to kill all babies and make money. It's money, money, money.
Yes, and they're here to make sure this girl has a secret abortion.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
That's right.
Now, here's my question. You're not going to have, first off, it's obscene that you're going to terminate these parental rights of these parents and them not be represented in that courtroom. They're not even an issue in that courtroom, right? If these other people, Renee, you answer me this question. If these other people are going to usurp the parents' rights and in effect become the parent for this child during this time,
Right.
why should the parents be responsible financially if something goes wrong? And we've seen this happen here. We've had situations where this happened here. A girl gets a judicial bypass. She has a perforated uterus or a torn cervix or something like that happens to her. The parents are then responsible for her health care cost.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be. It should be on the state.
It should be on this. It should be on this abortion clinic, on this judicial bypass attorney, and on this judge, on this court.
Right.
You guys took over the rights of these parents. You terminated the rights of these parents, and you made this decision for this minor child.
Right.
You chose to cover up the fact that she was a victim of sexual abuse, and yet you don't bear any responsibility. This is why I'm telling you, this whole judicial bypass thing in America is a complete and utter scam. It is a scandal.
It's a huge scandal.
And the people involved in this should be in a state penitentiary. That's where they deserve to be. These judges deserve to be in a penitentiary. The attorneys that are handling these cases deserve to be in a penitentiary, and the abortion clinics that orchestrated this whole thing.
Right.
Every one of these people needs to be in a penitentiary.
Right.
I promise you that's where they need to be.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, like you were saying earlier, I know what my response would be if I found out, my daughter's way past this age now, but when she was 12 or 13 years old, if I found out that something like this happened, I would probably still be in prison today. And I'll bet you your husband Tim, knowing him, that's what the situation would be with him as well.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't any man, you would think any
That's what you're
man
there
would
for.
be protective and do whatever it takes to protect their daughter. That's
What
they're supposed to do.
Yeah, let me ask this. What is any responsible, legitimate father's main responsibility when it comes to his daughter?
To take care of her and provide
and
for
protect
her.
her.
Yeah,
and protect her.
Right.
And every decent father in the world knows that.
Yeah.
And I'll guarantee you, if this had happened in my case, and all these things that we see happen on a daily basis to these little girls, if that happened to my little girl, there'd be a price to pay for that.
Yeah.
Somebody would be paying a price for that.
That's right.
And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Anything.
So thanks, Dawn, for that statement. That was good.
Yeah, except you got my blood pressure up because this is an issue that really
It infuriates me too.
it infuriates me when I even think about this.
Yeah.
And what infuriates me even more is that people think that this system, the pro-abortion will tell you that this system is designed to protect the interest of these girls.
Right.
This system is designed to protect the interest of the abortion clinic.
Only.
That is who gets protected. Don't make any bones about that.
Right.
And like I said, you'd have to be so stupid and naive to believe in the tooth fairy to think that that's not the case that's going on here.
Yep.
But anyway, it's outrageous.
Yep. Hey, Dana, give Jack a hug for us.
Who? Oh,
Jack.
Jack. That's our
That's right. That's our new baby here at Life Dynamics.
new employees. Our employee's new baby just born. What day was he born?
A week from yesterday.
A week from yesterday.
I don't know it. The 30th.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, Jack is his
Sorry,
name.
Dana.
Yeah, Jack is his name, and he's a good-looking kid. She brought him by here. She was, proud of the kid. It was.
I don't know what parent wouldn't be.
I don't know what parent wouldn't be.
Of course
either.
you would be.
I tried to talk her into letting me and my wife have him, and we take him home, and she
wasn't going to have that.
She didn't seem to be all that interested in that. But
Yeah.
anyway, thanks for joining us. And if you let's say you have questions, just send them.
Just send them to me. Send them private message or Mark's Facebook account.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, help us spread the word about LifeTalk on Facebook, and get on all the social media, Pinterest. I don't know them all. You guys.
I tagged some pro aborts the other day with something we talked about. We weren't very popular by any means,
Right,
but that's okay. I'm going to keep doing it.
That's good. Yeah, we really need your help in spreading this out there. We need to get the word out about all the things that we're talking about here. So please help us on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest. I don't know, all that nonsense. Anyway, y'all do. So y'all get on there and help us spread this stuff. And in the meantime, remember, Life Dynamics is not here to put up a good fight. We're here to win, because winning is how this killing is going to stop. We'll see you next time.